there will be like a calendar thing for every one of these pieces outside of the Cinema Studies office. So you just sign it out, and you're gonna have to just talk to me in class, and I'll figure out a way to get the stuff in your hands. And it will be limited to 24 hours unless we don't need to have that limit. But these are actually mine, me. Okay, but I'm gonna let you use these. I'm gonna try to get some for the department. But seriously, for like doing a shoot, these can be really handy. A lot of these pieces you're gonna find are all about counterbalance weights, and the counterbalance weights and counterbalancing or balancing and weighting stuff is super duper important because it's gonna make it so that your camera's floating, or so that so that a lot of movement won't create a lot of movement with the camera, that you have sort of an equal balance and flow. So this is fully adjustable. You just, to adjust the shoulder pad thing, you just loosen it and the shoulder pad thing will slide. To adjust the weights in the back, you want to move the weight up, you just loosen these nuts. Attach your camera to it in two different ways. And this kind of stinks because it doesn't have a quick release system on it. So how you thread it in is just with a screw, with a washer. Sorry, this is in 24p right now. But I mean, it's going to pick up. Always use the washer, FYI. But you would just flip it around, and it has all these different threads. And just fire it in. Then you can do, other stuff where it's, you put it up top. So, put a light on there. What I'm going to use, and if you want to use on a flat surface, okay, I'll show you real quick. You have a steady, it's there. So it just gives you, if you want to put something on a table. So, look, it's the meta shot. Your name's Corey? Meta Corey. So again, if I want to, let's say I want to get a shot that's down low. So you just tighten it up and there's your camera. You will get this, it will have several pieces to it. Okay? This piece is what they call the quick release. I actually put a real quick release on it, so you can change out your camera. That's pretty good. All right, you can see, I hold it like this. Not too much, not too much. Okay? But it's heavy. You get a camera on here and some weight, so this. So if you have a hard time getting it in, you just push on that a little bit, yeah.
Those things
squeeze
go.
it. Nope.
Like
so you want to.
Another one?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that is like
Squeeze it?
Yep.
crane jib, which attaches to the house. You can have that
Have it. I'm actually going to sand down these ends a little bit so they're totally flat, because just a little bit of space will have a little divot in your dolly.
Lovely.
Nice job, guys. I am so impressed. Very good. Very good. Okay. So when you take out the dolly or the crane, when you take out the crane, it will come with this heavy-duty tripod. It's recommended that you use this tripod with the dolly, but you don't have to. You could use any tripod with this dolly. Okay. Just be more careful. This right here. Okay, so it's on the track. If you're going to use this tripod with it, this tripod has feet on it, okay, that have rubber feet. It's suggested you unscrew these so they're out all the way, okay, and then basically just gonna slide this in. So this fits in here perfect. It was made for this because when you slide out the rubber feet, there's this little spike in there. And then what you do is you loosen these right here, and you slide them over. Hey, you want a man camera? Okay, so we're just gonna, this right here, loosen it, slide it in, and then tighten it up, and that should lock it. Make sure it's just locked in there good. Okay, so that's not moving. It's harder to do that with a tripod that doesn't have feet like that. You can do it with this. Okay, I'll grab that now. So now your tripod's dialed in. Get it fired in to the actual tripod. Okay? Yep. And there's your 15-foot tracking shot. Good. So that's a track shot, track dolly shot. Let's see here. I'm gonna dolly into Jesse. Oh, Jesse Vinton. Oh, Jesse Vinton. Oh, Jesse Vinton. Coming for. Oh. Okay. Okay, so you can use less of this if you want. You can only use 5-foot section. You could use a 10-foot section. That's the front. And so you got to put this down. So this is why it's a two-person thing, especially on the dolly. And you're going to just slide that in. Okay, so it's in there. It's definitely two-person. Then you got to come in here, and you got to latch it down. Okay, so the first thing you do is you put your camera on. See why a real quick release would be so much better instead of having the... So, just leave that like that. This is where you put your counterbalance weights. And how you want to have this is so that you can leave the camera and it's totally just hanging out. Totally just hanging out. It won't move. So I know that with this camera, it takes 11 pounds. So again, you're going to have to get all these weights and all this crap. Put on this. Put on this. Okay. Now, you give me one of those blue weights? These blue weights are just 1-pounders, okay? For a DSLR, it takes about 14 pounds. Now see this? Okay, a little bit too much movement, right? It's just not balanced quite perfectly. I'm going to take this little ankle weight. I really underestimated how long it would take me to do all this stuff. Okay. That's pretty good. Hands off, okay? You happy with it?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. But anyways, and this cable right here will plug into the monitor, which is right in this box. And this monitor is just a little guy. He's just a little dude. He's got a little Velcro on him that you can put right here and Velcro it on. Okay? You Velcro it up here, and you can Velcro it on the back. I'll have a battery pack for it. And you'll want to have it Velcroed on the back if you're doing low shots like this so you can see. But if you're doing more...
That is so cool.
I just don't want to I'm worried with the cables. The other thing is that these controls right here, these adjust your tilt.
Whoa.
Okay? So you could, let's say you have it down. So you're going to have to figure out how to and then if you want to get real fancy, But I mean, you can do basically.